Perfectly. You right now are watching the results of the poll, and we are going to review it. The first one, the service desk vision, mission statements, and critical success factors must address elements as. Remember the slide of the romantic part, the one of the hearts. This is of that slide. The first option is saying that customer experience, resources, and business needs are part of this mission and vision statement. This is incorrect because we are not addressing resources and business needs. The correct one is going to be customer experience, quality, and service. Remember that we saw that it is employee experience, customer experience, quality, service, cost. So the correct one is the second one. Number 2, are recommendations that can guide an organization in all circumstances regardless of the changes in its goals, strategies, type of work, or management structure. This is the guiding principles. Remember that the governance are going to be the rules of the game. So the guiding principles were those who are going to be the base of the culture in order to address all of the issues or maybe activities that we are performing in the organization. And continual improvement is part of our culture. So the correct one is guiding principles. Number 3, is an operating model outlining the key components required to respond to the demand to facilitate the creation of management products, services, and it's a flexible model. Is defined by 6 key activities. This is service value chain. Remember, I showed you that we can move the cube with all the activities, and this is flexible. So the service value system will be the components and the part of the governance and the first element to know the business. The correct one is service value chain. The 4 dimensions of our IT service management are, remember it, organization and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, and value streams and processes. So the correct one is the last one, because in the first one, we have people management. That's incorrect. In the second one, we had infrastructure and technology. That's also incorrect. So the last one is the correct option. This is really important. Remember that because it's going to be in your final quiz. The number 5 is the mean for enabling value co-creation by facilitating the outcomes that customers want to achieve without the customer having to manage a specific costs and risk. This is service. Remember the example of the internet connection. The service is the mean for enabling this value, and we are going to check the utility and the warranty. The warranty is the speed that we are receiving, and the utility is that fits the purpose. So the correct one is service. Number 6, the set of organizational resources designed to accomplish an objective. This is practice. Process will be the activities for accomplishing these outcomes, and procedures the detail of these instructions. So the correct one is practice. Number 7, the detailed description of the way each step, action, or decision in the process can be carried out is procedure. And number 8, the types and level of resources deployed within the service desk are designed to meet the requirements of the services that are contracted to provide. This is workforce management. Remember that we talk about the different phases about the workforce management, and we talk about the human resources that we need in place in order to handle all the interactions of our players. So the correct one is workforce management. Number 9, this phase of workforce management estimates the number of people that will be required over the long term to handle the forecasted workload. This is planning. And the gift was the last one, that it is incorrect. And the last one should be, this phase of workforce management is responsible for assigning the services resources to the plan roster by a period to meet the loaded demand. This is scheduling. So the last one, the one that it is in the chat, is scheduling. Remember that the plan roster is how you are going to assign the resources. And the real-time management is you have the plan roster, but you are checking the minute by minute of the operation. So the plan roster is the one of scheduling. Yeah, everything clear?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
70%.
Yeah. We are going to be learning and improving. The last day we are going to make the competition, and we are going to know who is going to travel to Mexico to have this dinner.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can go to Japan. No, I don't know.
Yeah, actually, Will's brother is in Mexico.
Yes, I have a brother. He lives on Holbox Island with his girlfriend. He plays flamenco guitar.
Amazing. You can try, you can play this game and win. Maybe you have hotel. You only need to pay the airplane.
That's right.
So,
I've got free housing already, so that takes care of
and
that.
Holbox is better than Mexico City. I will prefer being in Holbox instead of being in Mexico City, but
That's what he tells me as well. If you don't mind alligators and crocodiles, right?
yeah, I don't mind. No worries. I'm like a little mermaid. So
I'll have to get the quiz right first, though.
You
right?
have first of all to work to getting right the
That's
quiz,
right.
and later on we are going to talk about the lizards, the mermaid, the ocean. So later on we talk about that.
Sounds good.
So we are going to start. I'm going to share you your homeworks, or do you have your homeworks right there to talk to the team about your homeworks? I have one of.
I submitted for the Japan team. It should be in the sheet there.
Yeah, you have it. I have it right here in the sheet. Let me share the screen.
Thank you. You are saying the Japan team.
You're saving the responsibilities of the Japan team.
That's right.
So I also uploaded.
And we also have the one of I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Cheo.
Chair. This
is difficult for me. Well, let me share the one of the Japan team, and I have other one. I have two right here in the same sheet, and you are going to explain us because I read it, but you are the ones that know this operation. So explain us about this homework, about your targets, and I have it right here. This is the one of the Japan team.
Sure. So the strategic objective, this was actually one of Riot's values, right? It's not the overall mission, but it's one of their values. Thrive together was the one I chose. And the way to thrive together, specifically for this example, was to help improve retention of our team members and decrease attrition and absenteeism. Those were the objectives here. So when we look at the smarter aspects here, specifically what I intend to do is to proactively identify and address these underlying causes of absenteeism and attrition. Often it's the case that sometimes things go too long, someone stops coming into work, and then by then it's too late to make any changes. So being as proactive as we can in preventing attrition and absenteeism before it even occurs. So how can we measure this then? I thought that doing a quarterly survey covering all aspects of the project to understand the engagement. Are the employees engaged? Are they happy? Is there maybe some things that they're having stress with that is difficult to say verbally, but in the form of a written survey, maybe it's much more easier for them to share their honest feelings. It's a survey, it's achievable. I think being able to very easily get an understanding of how people feel is realistic as well. I think it's not something that requires a lot of time or resources. Getting into the time-related part, so it's quarterly. I would do it in the first month of the new quarter, assessing the previous 3 months. So far, so good? Okay, and then so evaluated then, obviously it's pointless to have a survey if you're not reading it and taking actions. So making sure that I'm going through, following up if there's any comments that people are posting that I feel need following up, addressing those immediately, and then making longer term quarterly goals, which we can track and report. So then review reward, why not have a team event? Recently, it's been difficult with situation with Corona, people working remotely and things like that. But this is something that I think going forward could maybe be easily implemented, having a quarterly team event.
Are you going to implement this really?
I kind of cheated. We've already been implementing this, to be honest.
I'm crossing my fingers. I want to see this implemented because I think that we are going to work through this human aspect. We are going to see what people want to have. So I think that it is a good part to implement, to start implementing and check what they think.
Yeah, we've actually been doing this for a little over a year. So it has been working quite well. We haven't done the event thing yet, but hopefully soon.
Perfectly. Thank you so much. And I have right here other one. I don't know how to pronounce it. So maybe what is Bojang Lee?
Boyoung.
Boyoung Lee.
Yeah.
Bojang Lee.
Boyoung.
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 Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Do you well? Do you wanna speak about your homework? Or you prefer not?
Can you just do it?
Or do you want me to read it and you?
Sure.
Yeah, I help you.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, you can help us.
Sure. I can help you, but the real information you have it. So I'm gonna read. The general objective for the strategic objective is to provide player-focused support for our customer satisfaction. Later on, the general objective for the service desk will be improve the quality of our agents' answers. The specific part will be we have to establish a program to improve their writing skills and train them to provide the personalized responses to the customers. It is measurable, yes. This will be based on the feedback and the satisfaction with the employees. We have to identify the weaknesses of the employees and conduct customized training and testing. We also have to monitor and record the results of the test every month. This is achievable, yes. This is realistic, yes. Since this is a customized program, it can improve in each one of the employees' habitual weaknesses. Time related, 6 months. Evaluated, we will monitor team members' satisfaction results every month, and we are going to evaluate whether the trainings are well reflected. We will also analyze the results to modify the training contents and tests. Reviewed or rewarded, we will comprehensively evaluate the test results to the customer satisfaction improvement index during the program period, and we will reward with bonus to the employee who performed the most notable improvements. With today's information, maybe you are going to change a little bit what you define. This will be related to the quality assurance. Maybe you do not need to work in a specific program because this will be the quality assurance program. You are going to test the way they are performing their activities, the results of the interactions, and you are going to evaluate this way in the interactions, and you are going to identify the positive aspects of the interactions, maybe the opportunity areas, and you are going to translate it into actions. This will be the training, maybe the knowledge, maybe the articles that are not well defined. So I think that you are going to change a little bit the definition of this objective with the information we are going to see today. Thank you so much for doing your homework. Did you wanna speak something about the homework, or everything it's okay with that?
I think everything is fine. So we're gonna define something, right?
Yeah, today
from
we are
what we
going to,
learned.
yeah, today we are going to talk about this quality assurance form, and maybe you are going to change a little bit the way you define this objective. And we have another one that it is of John. And right here, he did the 2 homeworks, or she, I don't know, he or she.
Oh, really?
And we have it right here. The first assignment is the strategic objective is improve the service quality. The general objective for the service desk will be improve customer satisfaction. Agents has motivation and rewards for the performance. Drive active improvement and development of partner. A specific part, added incentive schemes to measure the customer satisfaction periodically and pay compensation based on the criteria. This will be also aligned to this quality assurance program. Measurable, monitor and evaluate the customer satisfaction of individual and overall counselors based on the regular basis. Achievable, yes. Realistic, it is not easy to improve customer satisfaction, but it will be part that can be tried according to the individual efforts and improvement. Yes, this makes sense to the strategy. You can say that this is realistic because it is part of your strategic objectives and also of the mission statement of Riot Games. So this is realistic. Time related is semi-permanent. Yes, but maybe you can define that this program will end, I don't know, in 1 year, and maybe you learn from the results of this year and you are going to improve the program. You need to define specifically a period. Evaluate the effectiveness of the incentive system on a 6-month basis, yes, like this one, and decide to maintain and improve or abolish it. Evaluate it, monthly monitor the performance results, analysis of accumulated data, and the evaluation of validity. Reviewed or rewarded, it can be improved the service quality from our point of view, and it fits our goal that be the most player-focused company. So it worked enough. And a partner can improve and validate their capabilities while their agents can gain the motivation as well as the additional rewards. Perfectly. 2 targets based on the quality assurance, the topic that we are going to check today. Thank you so much for doing your homework, and we are going to talk about quality assurance. Any comment? Did you have any trouble when defining these smarter objectives? No? Everything clear? Clear as dark water? Yeah. So yesterday, we talked about the quality assurance program. This is our quality assurance program. As we were defining in these strategic objectives, we had to define the attributes of the service we are providing. That was the other part of the homework we had right here. And I saw in the homework, this homework, the definition of quality, attitude, and attributes. So you have it right here. This one is accurately understand of the customer needs. This is 1. Eliminate negative emotion as much as possible. Be aware that it is a 2-way communication, not 1-way. Communicate skillfully based on the above and the support customer needs as much as possible. What do you think about these quality aspects, quality attributes? Do you think these ones are good attributes for the service that you are providing? But when thinking about a quality assurance form, what are you going to evaluate? Or what do you evaluate right now in this quality assurance program? Park, do you have someone right here? What is a customer support? Accurately identify customer needs, solve those needs, and provide the satisfactory experience. How to provide quality to, we have listen to the customers. Yes, listen to the customers. Think from the customer point of view and respond proactively and positively. Yes. Fully addressed and friendly, accurate and appropriate, convincing and customized, and empathetic and efficient. This is perfect, and I like the way you are performing. And maybe right here we are going to see how you are going to categorize these attributes of the service. You need to define a balanced scorecard for the services. As if we were in the school, we are going to have our scorecard considering all the information and the attributes of an interaction with our customers. These attributes should consider, for example, the attributes that directly impacts our customers. The attributes that are impacting maybe the regulations, the processes, the fulfillment of any regulation that you have in your country. And also we have someone that are impacting the business. So we can categorize these metrics considering this information. And we are going to see with this information how you are going to construct this quality assurance form. So you need to identify, first of all, the attributes of the service that you are providing. How and why you are going to evaluate these aspects. For example, you need to address and evaluate the customer satisfaction, the response. Did you solve? Yes or no? Maybe fulfilling the script. This is going to be evaluation. So you need to understand which of these attributes are impacting directly the customer satisfaction. As we read in the chat information that you wrote in the homework, it's really important to consider the customer point of view, because these attributes will not be the attributes that the Q&A analyst define. These will be the attributes that are impacting directly to our players. Maybe our players want to have a personalized experience. And how we personalize the experience? Maybe knowing and talking by their name, giving the script not in a robotic way. So we need to identify what our players want to have when we are interacting with them. This is the first one. And I'm going to ask you, which quality assurance methods do you identify right now in your operation? You can select more than one, I think so. No, you can select one only. But if you identify more than one, you can type it on the chat. No worries. Or if you do not know anyone or any other, put no one. I like mystery shopper because it's interesting to know, understanding since the player perspective, how our agents are treating our customers. So this one is really good option for understanding and interacting with our customers. So let's see the results. Some of you know the customer feedback, some of you the KPIs monitoring, and the mystery shopper. And we are going to talk a little bit more about them. The interaction monitoring will be, we record the calls. I don't know, do you handle calls? Do you have a telephone as contact channel?
No.
No, you track with chat.
Mainly emails.
Email. So
Yeah.
maybe with this interaction monitoring, you can use, I don't care if it is telephone, if you had chat, if you had a website, you are going to track all the register of the information that you have of the contact. So you are going to evaluate, for example, if we are using the email, maybe you define a script for answering the first contact email. So if the agent fulfill with this interaction, the definition of the script or no, maybe if he or she answer with the correct solution of the correct information for our customers. So we are tracking all the interaction, all the information that they register in this contact. And we are going to evaluate with these attributes that you are going to define in your quality assurance form. Yeah, that's interaction monitoring. Customer feedback, you know it very well. You capture the feedback of your customers, and you are going to check all the information about the interaction that you had. Maybe if they define that they want to have a more empathetic contact, or maybe they say that you are responding in a robotic way, or that you are not solving. So you are capturing the feedback and analyzing this information in order to provide a better contact with your customers. We also have right here, this one, that interaction monitoring, we have just talked about it, customer feedback, the call monitoring and interaction monitoring will be part of this. Benchmarking. With the assessment of the Service Desk Institute and all of the audits that we are performing, we are going to be benchmarking your operation, knowing how is the operation of Riot Games in Japan and comparing your operation with other operations in the world. This may be in the same sector, maybe in the same country, and in all of the world. So you can put the baseline and understand how you are performing this service, and you can define other outcomes, desired outcomes. This is benchmarking. Also, I showed you in the COPC standard that you had some benchmarking information of maybe the first call resolution rate, but remember that it is for contact centers. But we had almost benchmarking information for compare how we are performing these activities. Employee service, as you told us, we are capturing the feedback of our our employees to know how they are feeling in the operation. So this one is also part of the quality assurance aspects. KPI monitoring, you had a lot of KPIs right there, and you know how you are performing considering the operations right there, comparing maybe with the previous months and checking if you are fulfilling the targets that were defined and the whole objective of the organization. So this one is KPI monitoring. Focus groups. Maybe you had some results of the performance of the team and you need to address some skills or some knowledge. So you are going to work together in order to work towards this information and improve the way you are doing the things. Also, you can perform focus group with your players or with your customers and talk with them in order to capture feedback. So the focus group also works for that. Skills testing, you can perform evaluations to your analysts and agents in order to capture the way they are doing the things right now. And if they are not doing right now well, maybe you can improve the way they are answering and interacting with your customers. We have also knowledge usage monitoring. This is really important. Some organizations do not perform this one, the usage and the effectiveness of the knowledge. And I recommend you to start capturing if you are using the knowledge articles, start measuring the visits as we do it in some of, I always use the example of when we have an error in Microsoft, the blue screen. What do you do after having this blue screen? I always Google the error. I hope you do. You Google the error and you go deeper to the knowledge article. You read the information with the simple steps, and at the end you have a finger up and finger down if the information right there was useful or not, and also a blank space in order to provide feedback. So this is really, really important because you are going to improve the quality of the knowledge that you have in your operation. That's why we have these options in order they can improve the information and also analyzing the profiles of the users that are consulting this information. So that's why we have these options for providing feedback to the companies. Account reviews, maybe if you have these service providers, these partnerships, right there for providing the service, you are performing these reviews to capture what they are doing, if they are doing right, if they are not, maybe they do some adjustments, they improve the way they are performing the activities. So these account reviews are important for your partners and suppliers. Coaching and mentoring is the daily activity for your agents. You are running these activities, you are coaching of coaches, and we are going to see it in talent management lifecycle. One-to-ones, maybe when we address the performance, the results of this scorecard, you are going to show to the agent, your score was this, maybe you got, I don't know, a 90. This is a good result, but you did well these activities, but you need to improve these ones. And this will be your one-to-one sessions. I recommend you to run the one-to-one session at least one time a month. So you can establish these action plans and increase the way you are performing the activities and the results. The objectives or the targets for this quality assurance, first of all, is define the rules of the quality evaluation. You need to define how you are going to do it. The sample of the population of all the interaction that you had maybe you are going to evaluate, I don't know, 5 interactions every single month of every agent, or 2, decide the number of the sample and the size of the sample that you are having right there. Agree the attributes of the service, because you are going to be evaluating and you need to transfer this information for the quality analyst. Address the service performance, but consider the customer perspective, and you need to produce these options for having these recommendations for improvement for your agents. So with the results that you had of the quality assurance program, you are going to relate it to the performance management, the development management, and also the reward and recognition. You may have, I don't know, the agent of the month. If you want to achieve these competitions in your operation, you can define an award that it is the agent of the month. So they are going to be having these battles for winning the agent of the month, maybe having a reward or a recognition for being the agent of the month, some benefits. So that's why you need to establish the rules of the game that are going to be right there in the quality assurance program. Everything clear? Do you have a quality assurance today in the Japanese operation?
We had looked at doing some QA stuff, but we're not actually implementing what we had outlined currently. We're doing something a little different. We are looking at doing RCA, root cause analysis of dissatisfaction surveys. So we'll look at any surveys with dissatisfaction, find the root causes there, and then follow up through coaching and mentoring. So not what we would like to do for a fully formed QA program, but it's kind of ad hoc solution for us currently.
They work together. Do not worry with that, because this quality assurance management work together with the feedback management. So if you are capturing the feedback, the quality management will be really close to the details, the drivers of satisfaction. So maybe you can go step by step, because you need specific persons that are going to be working for this quality management. The ones that are going to be checking the interactions, evaluating the staff, and knowing how they are performing the activities. So maybe this will be a medium-term goal to establish this quality assurance evaluation, but go step by step. No worries. Maybe the activities that you are performing right now can be part of the feedback management, and you are going to start aligning with this customer or player experience. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently, it's more driven by player sentiment, right? So if it's an unsatisfied player, we'll look at it, but we do have a QA grid where you're looking more at, the attributes of quality. Are we meeting quality standards regardless of player sentiment? So yeah, I think midterm goal would be a good one here for us.
Yeah, I like it, and you can take advantage of the sentiment analysis. I always like to implement it whenever we are talking about customer experience, because go hand by hand with the experience level agreements, with the service level agreements, and understanding the way that our players are feeling these memories and expectations about what we are providing. So this is interesting. I know that there are a lot of tools, a lot of ways to having this sentiment analysis, but I think that you are in the right way. Maybe this midterm we'll be implementing this, what you are learning about the quality assurance management. So I'm gonna play a video for you, and you are going to evaluate the contact, the call that you are going to be listening and watching. And you are going to identify attributes of lack of quality and quality aspects of this call. This is a call. You are going to be the Q&A analyst. And let's see, what do you think about this call? Let me open the video and share with sound. And pay attention. You are the Q&A analyst, the police guy right now. So listen.
Good evening. Thank you for calling Electronics R Us. This is Rachel. How may I assist you?
Hi, Rachel. I'd like to know how to use this car Bluetooth headset I recently purchased from your store.
Sure, ma'am. I can help you out with that. But before anything else, may I have your name so that I can address you properly?
Yes, this is Meredith Blake.
Okay, thank you for that, Mrs. Blake. What exactly do you want done with your headset?
I want to know how to use it.
Okay, ma'am. May I get your headset's model name and number as well as that of your phone?
I bought a Plantronics Marquee 2 M165 and I use an iPhone 4S.
Okay, ma'am. So have you tried pairing it with your headset with your phone?
Yes, I have.
Okay, first, I need you to unpair your device with your phone.
Unpair it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, done.
Now, please switch off your phone, then turn it on again after around 5 seconds.
Switch it off and on?
Yes, please.
Done. Now what?
Okay, please pair it with your phone.
Okay, paired. Now what?
Ma'am, is your headset working now?
That's just it. I want to know how it works. I already told you that I've paired the device with my phone, but I'm not sure if you get what I mean.
Well, yes, ma'am, I understand where you're coming from. That's why I'm trying to help you, okay?
Well, we've already done that. I only asked a simple question. Why can't you seem to get that?
Yes, ma'am, I understand where you're coming from. That's why I'm trying to help you, okay?
Know what? I don't think you do. We've been at this for over 30 minutes going around in circles. I'd like to speak to your supervisor. I obviously won't get any help from you.
Okay.
What do you think about this call?
It's pretty bad.
Wow. Yeah, Ethan Solar.
Yeah,
you
it's
think
funny
that-
because she's asking for information, but she's obviously not listening to it. You can tell she's probably reading a script. So she says, "Can you tell me your name so I can refer to you by name?" And then she continues to call her ma'am. You know, she's asking what's the issue, and then she's not actually understanding what the issue is, even though she says, I understand, I understand. It's clear she doesn't understand what the issue is. That would be very frustrating, I think, to be on the other end.
Yeah,
of that
imagine
call.
as a customer that she was expecting to get information about how to use the device, and she was performing a script for troubleshooting, I think so.
Yeah.
If you were the Q&A analyst, did you say that there is a quality contact or a lack of quality contact?
Oh, definitely lack of quality.
Yeah. And how about the emotions of the girl? Do you think that she managed her emotions? This emotional intelligence, did she manage it?
No, I think the agent was getting obviously quite frustrated, and it was clear that she was, you know, I'm trying to help you. Why are you being difficult? That kind of attitude towards the customer was very clear in the way she was communicating. So emotional control was not there.
Yeah, I also think that she was not controlling the emotions. As the Q&A analyst, I should say that she needs, first of all, to understand the knowledge of the expectations of the customer, understanding what they need, and later on decide who is going to implement the script or maybe the activities required to answer this issue or the request of the customer. This is the first step. Also, I think that she was a little bit robotic because of the responses running the script. Yes, but how to personalize the experience is the same experience, and she was running round to the same point. So this is a lack of quality contact. I think that the issue didn't get fixed and the request didn't get fixed, and we need to consider this unnecessary implementations of this task of negative reputation, because I think that the customer got frustrated also because she didn't answer the request and she didn't give the information to use the device. So we evaluated since the customer perspective. We understand that the customer want to have information about how to use the device. So this is a lack of quality contact. We need to work with this agent in order to improve the abilities, the skills, and not only the technical, but the technical are having lack of knowledge, but also the soft skills, because she didn't control their emotions. So this is really, really important when we are talking about the quality management, and understanding that she didn't got the satisfaction of the player right here, in this case, the customer. And she needed also to capture and improve the confidence in herself because she was not confident about the information she was showing to the customer. So maybe this is the learned lesson for this call. We need to go and work towards providing the satisfaction with our customers. And I have for you some recommendations for this quality management. Most of the quality programs are not properly designed. They are driving only the satisfaction since the quality assurance perspective, but we need to drive the improvements that have direct impact to the customer experience, or maybe delivering an accurate measure about how the analyst or the service desk is performing. This issue will prevent that your service desk will be delivering the expected value, as we saw in the previous sessions, to the business and also for their customers. So if we remember the definition of quality, that quality is doing the things right since the first attempt, we'll be taking this as a basis, and we will have to work on identifying maybe the relationship that our service desk quality management programs had with the customer satisfaction. That's why we are saying right here, identify the attributes of the service that are directly impacting the satisfaction of your customers. This will help you to identify your pain points and drive to this operational efficiency, improving the overall performance when you are delivering these results to the business. So we must start understanding our customers, our players. So who are your customers? This is the first step. Who are your customers? Do you understand the needs, the expectations of your customers? Have you profiled them and know what they are expecting in every contact? After knowing these needs and expectations, we will be able to tailor the quality form if it exists. And if not, you are going to have good time to start, because you should identify the metrics that are going to be categorized. As I told you, we need to categorize or classify the metrics considering the ones that are having customer impact and the other ones that are having maybe the compliance impact. If you are not saying the script, maybe you are having an impact in the compliance, but not in the complete resolution or direct impact in the customer satisfaction. Later on, you are going to evaluate, performing the definition of this form, you are going to evaluate the interactions considering this customer perspective. What are the drivers of satisfaction? And you are going to evaluate this. And capturing the causes that are impacting the resolution. This is related with the information that you are performing right now, what William told us. We are knowing the root causes of the impact resolution and the satisfaction. So this step is related on what you are performing right now. So it is important to monitor all the communication channel. If you have the website, the telephone, the chat, or the email, you need to evaluate in all of the communication channels, because you are going to ensure that it is a consistent service and also identifying the improvements. So that's why it's really, really important to understand what our customers think about this evaluation. I have an example right here for you. In an operation in Mexico City, in a service desk, we had a service desk with a managed service provider. This managed service provider define the script for every single call, and the first thing that the analysts do whenever they answer a call, they are saying, good morning, this is X company, how are you today? And the customers always were complaining about why they were asking how they are today, because they needed to solve the issue and they do not care about how we are today. So what we did was eliminate this how are you today, and it was a girl that always was complaining about the script, and we remove it. After removing this information of the script, the first one complaining and asking, today you're not going to ask me how I'm today, was this girl. The same customer that was complaining about the script was complaining why we remove it. So we need to understand the customer perspective. Maybe the other days that this same girl was complaining about the script, she was not happy. Maybe she had problems in her personal life. I don't know, but she was complaining, first of all, for having the question, and later on, why do we not have this information of the question? So we need to understand our customers. Our customers are different. They had different emotions. They pass awful days and amazing days. So we need to be prepared for answer with these situations. And that's why we need to know our customers and understand these drivers of satisfaction. This is one of a lot of examples that I have in the operation, and this is real. They removed the script, this question after the complaints of this girl, and we didn't improve the satisfaction because it was only a girl and complaining about the question. So we need to analyze the customer experience and also establish some metrics in order to have this critical focus to maintain the balance between the operational efficiency and also the customer satisfaction. Will be necessary to ensure that the reasons of what our customers are contacting to us, and also analyze the end-to-end customer journey. We are going to be talking tomorrow about the customer journey, and we need to understand it. The first step that they contacted, and also if at the end we realize the value for our customer. Some of the common metrics for the customer satisfaction are the CSAT. I don't know if you have ever heard about the CSAT. Is the customer satisfaction. This will be measuring the satisfaction on one interaction only, on one single point. Maybe you know this CSAT as the event survey. This is how satisfied are you with the service we provided. So this is CSAT. Also, we have the NPS, Net Promoter Score. This will measure the overall experience with the service desk. Maybe the way to measure this one will be a periodic survey, but we are going to ask our customer, our players, will you recommend the service we are providing you? They will say yes, no, maybe, I don't know. So they will answer in a scale from 0 to 10. And in some of the cases, they use 0 to 5. It will depend on the definition of the Likert scale. I want to write it, Likert scale. Remember that scale because will help you whenever you are thinking about the service, thinking this scale. And we also have the customer effort satisfaction. This metric is well known as CES, customer effort satisfaction. This is the end-to-end customer journey satisfaction. We are going to measure right here the smoothness of the processes, since the player wanted to interact with us. Maybe the queue was long, maybe it was difficult to contact the services. So we are measuring the smoothness and the effort to our customers. So these are some of the KPIs or metrics that you can have when we are talking about customer experience, and we are going to talk later on about them, but you can start thinking about these metrics. And I don't know if you are running, I know that you are running SASE. SASE is close to the CSAT. Yeah, SASE is really close to the CSAT. And then
they're interchangeable terms. Yeah, essentially the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they have told me about the SASE. So the SASE is equal to the CSAT, customer satisfaction. And the other ones, we are going to implement them in order to get all the whole experience that we are delivering to our customers. It is not only about one event, one moment. We need to measure the whole experiences of our players. Maybe we are going to accumulate the events that they are presenting and say, the memory that I have right now about this service support team that we had in Riot Games is frustration or maybe happiness because we get amazed when we are interacting with them. So we are going to work towards these metrics to capture the complete experience of our players. Everything clear about quality management? Yeah, finger up. And we have it right here also, the impact of reducing the defective interactions. Quality will go up, obviously. And also we are going to produce these good contacts up, because whenever you interact with your customer and you are relating these results to the performance and also the training of your staff, you are going to increase the way they improve the way they are performing the contact. So the capacity will go up because at the same time that you are improving the knowledge and the performance, you are going to be interacting in a more efficient way. So maybe you are not going to be passing a long queues in order to attend your interaction. So capacity will go up. Cost will go down because maybe the seconds or the minutes that take you to interact with your players are going to be in a more efficient way with this quality. The profit will be improved, and also the customer and the employee satisfaction will be increasing. I have some examples for you about the way in some organizations in the world are performing this quality assurance management. I have one of a dental company, and also I have one of the Navy in the United States. In this, the one of the dental company, they define a way of measuring the quality. They call it the blue ribbon because they mark with ribbons, color ribbons, the agents, the performance, in order not to get maybe only an score in the balance scorecard. They put ribbons. The blue ribbon was the amazing performance in the month, and we had ribbons of other colors, maybe the green, the yellow, or other colors, in order to identify maybe if you can go towards and work together with other guy in your. You have also the blue ribbon for restaurants. Amazing. Right here, you can apply it in the quality. Yes, it's nice to have it. You also can implement it in the service desk. So you are going to be evaluated in a consistent approach, and are going to be measuring the implementing these colors in order to have identify the knowledge, the skills that are needed in order to have this consistent approach for the knowledge and the agents. You can have team meetings and know the reaction of the staff and the person that are having maybe the blue ribbon, and be the example for the other ones in order to improve the performance. This one is one of the examples that I have for you. And I have also the one of the Navy, the American Navy. They implemented an scorecard, yes, but considering how to increase the quality of the service they are providing in this service desk. So in the scorecard, they are only do not show the score. They also show the highlights. These are the things that we are doing right or great. The opportunities, the areas of improvement, along with some tips. Areas to focus, they are prioritizing the focus in the right way so they can improve. And the resources, maybe you have videos, guides, maybe knowledge articles in order they can consult and gain the skills. So you can implement. I like this one because it is not only about an score. You can show them, yes, you are doing this right. You have opportunities in this side, and I will show you how you are going to improve in this path, and give them some resources. So these ones are some examples that you can implement in your quality management for not only giving a score to your agents. Take care about how you are performing these activities, how you are giving the feedback, because if not, you are going to be like the police station. As I told you, in some of the organizations, they seem that they are the police. I had one organization in Mexico that when I received them, when I started providing the consultancy services, the agents were scared about the quality management team. They say, no, they are always taking a look to our errors, and they put they were having and struggling about the economical remuneration in their month. They are having discounts. If you had an error in your quality assurance form, they were discounting of their economical bonus and that information. So this was really impacting the employee satisfaction. So we need to focus on, yes, on reducing the defective interactions, but look into the good approach to do not affect the employee experience. This is really, really important. Yeah. You have right now another activity. Maybe you can start with the way you are performing this quality assurance method, but adding the highlights, the opportunities, the areas to focus on, the resources to start with a close approach to this quality assurance management. Yeah. And do you have questions about quality assurance? Any doubt and any question about this information? Anything? Everything clear? Yeah. Sustained improvement. We're going to talk about continual improvement. Yesterday and since the very first day, we were talking about improving the way we are delivering the services. So sustained improvement is a way to take a look to the metrics, the reports that we are having in our operations, and understanding if we can have a consistent approach to this improvement. So this definition of sustained improvement is of COPC. This is, we are going to analyze the 3 consecutive data points that are above the previous performance level. In order to understand this, I have an example for you. So let me see. Oh, I forgot to show you something. This one. This one is about sustained improvement. So the definition was saying, capture the 3 consecutive data points that are above the previous performance level. So if we are going to evaluate a 6-month evaluation about how we are running this sustained improvement, or if we are having sustained improvement or not, what we are going to do is capture these months and analyze the average. So we are going to check for the month 4, 5, and 6 if we are running this sustained improvement. First of all, you are going to answer 2 questions. The first one, we are going to do the average of the 3 previous data points. These are these ones. So if we run the average for this one will be this one, 79.75. And we are going to check if the month 4 is fulfilling the sustained improvement. And the first question will be, did 82.1 is lower and it is increasing? The average is higher than the average? The answer is yes. We had 82.1 and it is higher than this average. Our target is higher than 80%. This is higher than the target. The answer is yes. So this month is showing sustained improvement. So you are going to answer these 2 questions. Is higher or equal to the average? And if you are fulfilling the target. And this month is showing sustained improvement. So for the month 5, we are going to average these 3 because we are taking the above 3 ones for the result. So we are going to average these ones. And we are going to move this data. And we are going to average these 3. Our average is 80.42. 80.42 is 83.4 is higher than 80.42. Yes. And is higher than the target. Yes. So also this month is showing the sustained improvement. And we are going to do the same for the month 6. And this one's 81.73, it's the average. So month 6, 81.7 is higher than the average. No, it's missing a little bit. And it's higher than the target, but it's not higher than the average. So this month is not showing sustained improvement. Nice, no? It's a good way for taking a look how we are performing the activities in our operations, because in some of the cases we only take a look to the graphs and say, yes, we are improving the way we are performing the things, but we do not take a look if we are improving the performance of the team, if we are increasing the way and increasing the satisfaction, and also if we are improving the efficiency. So with this sustained improvement definition, you can show efficiency and also improvements. Have you even heard about this? So this is my recommendation. Start analyzing your data, your reports with this sustained improvement concept. You only need to have this data, the averages, and also the targets for your results. And you are going to see the way your operation is increasing the performance, or maybe you are going to align to these sustained improvements. I'm going to show what you are going to do next. After analyzing this sustained improvement information, you are going to identify the problem. Yeah, we saw that in this month, I do not remember, this month 6, you do not achieve the average. So yes, you fulfill the target, but you are not improving the way you are performing the activities. Maybe in this month, you had some changes implemented in the features of the games. So you are going to analyze right here the problem and identify the problem in order to determine the root causes. With these root causes, you are going to develop and implement some solutions. And after implementing these solutions, you are going to monitor and evaluate the results, and you are going to start all over again. This is the way you are going to increase your efficiency in the operation. This makes sense to you? Yeah. Here is a tip, also a tip for you. As a service desk leader, you need to inspire your staff to suggest ideas, maybe leading to this continual improvement and to have successful outcomes. So inspire your team, let them know that they can suggest some things to improve the way they are performing the activities. Maybe they are identifying opportunity areas when we are contacting to the players, or in the processes and procedures that we have right there. So they can raise their hand and say, I think that we can improve in this task. Yeah. This is a tip for you. And also, this is an interesting information. In this source, this research of Gartner, we had that modernizing the quality assurance. This is our research of 2021. They say that 88% of the service desk leaders say that their Q&A process isn't efficient because of the results. They are different to the customer perception. And this is related with what we are talking yesterday. Yes, we are fulfilling the targets, the service level agreements, but maybe our customers are not satisfied with the service that we are providing. Maybe the quality assurance forms are defined considering the quality assurance aspect, but not the customer perspective. So that's why there is a misalignment of these results, and it's an inefficient process because this is not having a cost benefit running of this quality assurance program. That's why we need to correlate this information. We know what our customers are expecting about the service we are providing, and we also are measuring these attributes of the service we are delivering. And I have right here for you to introduce the model for continual improvement of ITIL4. What it is this model? First of all, you need to know the vision of the organization and the vision of their service desk. As we saw, we are setting the direction right here, and we need to know where we are right now. Maybe when we are talking about the quality assurance aspects, where we are now are the results that we are having of performance as a team. And we need to improve the way we are doing that things. Where we want to be, we are going to define the measurable targets. You can take advantage of the definition of the smarter objectives that we saw in the very beginning of this class and yesterday. How we get there, we are going to take also advantage of the smarter objectives, defining the plan, and take action, run the activities. It is not enough to have the document with the plan and the improvement actions if you do not perform these actions. And did we get there? We are going to check the final result of this performance. And if we need to start all over again, we are going to go to the first step. So this is the model of the continual improvement for ITIL4. And it's easy. I think that it is really easy. You only need to capture and measure and implement the actions in order to be right there and improving the way you are performing. And I know that you know Kaizen is about your culture, reducing defects, And if you say that you do not know Kaizen, I'm gonna drop off my job right now. So Kaizen is part of your culture. You know it better than me. And the target of implementing this Kaizen culture is knowing, planning, and checking the way we are performing the things. We are going to do it until the error or the defects are reduced. So I recommend you to have this culture in your organization. This will help you to focus on your customer perspective, having this quality assurance in your operation, maybe innovating and automating, because you are going to analyze and check what you need to do in order to have your happy players, and maybe having just in time activities. So Kaizen culture will help you to implement this continual improvement culture, and you need to measure it, continually measure what adds you value. So implement this Kaizen culture. Do you run it right now to reduce the defects? Please say yes. Some of you told in the introduction day in your presentation that you are performing Six Sigma. So with the Six Sigma is really aligned to this Kaizen culture. Yeah. I'm crossing my fingers to see results of this implementation. Yeah.
Yes, yes, we live by Kaizen spirit. We're trying our best to continually improve.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I want to see the results of this Kaizen culture in this Japanese culture. And with this, you need to fix the root causes to make lasting improvements. That's why Kaizen is right there. You are going to reduce the errors, reduce the defects to do lasting improvements, perform these lasting improvements. So this is going to be in your exam, in your quiz. So remember that. Fix the root causes to make lasting improvements. And as managers or as team leaders, you are always dealing with maybe resistance to the changes. I don't know, but this is common. And in some of the cases, we do not want to listen the other parts of the service that we are providing. I want that whenever we are talking about changes, you are as a leader are not reflected like this girl. You need to listen the voice of your customers, the voice of your employees, and also analyze this formula. This is the formula for following changes when we are talking about success. You need to understand and know the discontent persons that you had in your team. Why they are discontent? Because they do not feel comfortable with the change. Maybe they feel comfortable with the current state and they are accepting that this is a typical form of doing the things. And you need to break down with this inertia. So you need to identify the persons that are discontent with this change. Later on, you are going to show the clear path of the future state. The agents need to have this positive or exciting outcome for the change. You need to explain the positive aspect of the change and maybe why you are implementing this and how this will affect the way they are performing their activities. Show the benefits to your agents or your team. And also show the action plan, what we are going to do, the steps that are in the milestones, and also what you are expecting about them. This will reduce the degree of resistance when you are implementing changes. After you apply this magic formula for the success of the changes, you are going to gain the trust of your team. And also you need to understand that they are expecting that you communicate frequently, and transparency will be the clue. Remember one of our guiding principles, collaborate and promote visibility. So that's why we need to show transparency and communicate in an effective way. This is a little bit of recommendations for the leadership in order to implement and know the changes right there. Questions about continual improvement. Did you understand the way that we are going to analyze information, the data with this sustained improvement? Yes, the sheet that I showed you, everything clear? Finger up.
I think like it might be hard for us to keep good communication with our agent. So under the COVID-19 situation. So actually, the Wills team is still working remotely, so not working at the office. So yeah, we sometimes talk about how we can improve our, what should I say, reliability, our trustworthy with our agent.
Trust.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that we are going to see with when we are starting this people management, how pandemics changes the way we saw the life. Totally, the way we are perceiving the life. We had some cases. I think that also in your region you had it. In Mexico we had a company, a Mexican company, a big Mexican company, that in all the pandemics, all the agents were working in the office. Imagine that, with the pandemics on top, they were working in the office. They got stressed, the attrition increased because the agents were worried about their health, the health of their families, the risk that they had there in the pandemic. So the attrition went to the ceiling. So we need to analyze what they want to have, listen, and maybe capture the way you can communicate in an effective way. Maybe they can have these team meetings with maybe a Zoom or a Meet in order to get known each other, providing maybe games. I'm going to show you on well, in my Thursday or Friday, I'm going to show you the game for the final quiz, and this is Kahoot. Kahoot can help you to promote integration to your agents. And we can have several activities to promote this communication and this good engagement to your workforce. They need to feel valued. This is the clue, feel valued. So you are going to be starting maybe knowing this talent management life cycle and understanding what they want to have in their workplaces. Yeah?
Cool. Yep. Thank you.
Questions? Nothing about the processes and procedures. This was a light view, a really light view about the processes and procedures, because I think that you need to know the workforce management, the quality assurance, and also the continual improvement. Later on, we can talk about the incident management, the request fulfillment. But first of all, for these best practices, you need to know these ones. Questions about this? Anything? Everything clear? Semi-clear? Fine. So we're going to start with people management. This one is maybe a lot of information, but let me tell you that this information of the talent management life cycle is based on several best practices. I work with a team in the definition of the talent management and workforce management practice for ITIL framework, and it is aligned to the other best practices, to the Service Desk Institute standard, and also in the definition in some of the cases for COPC, because we are talking about all the talent management life cycle. So I will try to share it with you what we taught when we're defining this practice, and in my experience, how we implement it in the services. So this is going to be the information that we are going to be talking. We are going to have some examples, and the best practices. We had the people management concept and also managing the employee satisfaction. As I told you, in this concept, the first one, the people management, we define the targets, we define the role profiles, the recruitment process, maybe the onboarding. And at the end, in this concept, the sixth one, we are going to measure the result of the definition that we made maybe with the human resources team. If our workforce is happy or not, maybe they need performance review, maybe they need coaching. So we are going to check this. And also we are going to check the COPC. COPC is about our category 3, that it is about people. This category is gonna focus on the role and profiles and the job descriptions and some of the activities that we need to perform in our contact centers. This is for contact centers. And the ITIL 4, we are going to talk about the workforce and talent management practice, the capacity and performance management, knowledge management a little bit, and relationship management, and the 4 dimensions of IT service management. Remember, our dimensions are organization and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, and value stream and processes. And also continual improvement is part of these elements that we are going to be talking. I will be repeating your 4 dimensions in order to get in your text. So I'll be like repeating and repeating these dimensions because are really, really important. And this is the talent management life cycle. We are going to be moving from each one of these phases because we perform different activities in each phase. So the purpose of this talent management practice will be to ensure the organization has the right people with the appropriate skills, the appropriate knowledge in the correct roles to support the business objectives. This practice will be covering the activities that are focused successfully for engaging the employees, the people resources, considering the planning, the recruitment, the onboarding, the learning, development, and also the performance for the succession planning, not only for having the exits of the organization, also for growing the career in the same organization. Workforce and talent management will play a critical role because we are going to establish right here the velocity that will help the organization to proactively be engaging and forecasting the future of the services and the company. So we are going to deliver these activities and achieve the objectives. Also, right here with this definition of the cycle, we are going to know if you are closing the knowledge gaps and also knowing the market. Your responsibility as leaders will be having this practice to foster the supporting levels that you have in your organization, considering maybe the different aspects of this talent management life cycle. This cycle will be focusing, considering your accountability. You have the accountability of owning and developing the desired talent. So you are going to capture the current state of your agents or your team members, and you're going to perform this development and producing and knowing the preferences. Maybe you have agents right there in your operations that don't want to be agents. They are right there because is the only option that they found for the job. I don't know. In Mexico, it happens. So maybe you can have cases like that. And you need to be customer and business focused in order to understand what they want to achieve and understanding the impact that we are having in our operation. Customize the context. The demand of the organization is changing. So you need to capture the different stages that we have right there. Right now, your service support team is changing. You are having a lot of changes right now. So you need to be prepared for accepting and prepared for be dealing with these changes. So that's why we are customizing the context of the organization. And please make it simple. This practice should be simple as possible in order to capture the satisfaction of your agents. And I like a video of, I don't know if you know Simon Sinek. Did you know it?
Do you love your wife?
Pay attention to this. Maybe this is a little bit dramatic, but it's really true about our customers and also about leadership. So take a look to this video and we're going to talk a little bit of it.
Do you love your wife? Yes. Prove it. Like, what's the metric? Give me the number that helps me know, right? Because when you met her, you didn't love her. Now you love her, right? Tell me the day the love happened. It's an impossible question. But it's not that it doesn't exist, it's that it's much easier to prove over time, right? Leadership is the same thing. It's about transition. So if you were to go to the gym, it's like exercise, right? If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing, right? So clearly there's no results, can't be measured. It must not be effective. So we quit, right? Or if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, like in a relationship, I bought her flowers and I wished her happy birthday, and she doesn't love me. Clearly I'll give up. That's not what happens. If you believe there's something there, you commit yourself to an act of service. You commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day, you can skip a day or two. You know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. And the same with the relationship. It's not about the events. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency, right? You go to the dentist twice a year, your teeth will fall out. You have to brush your teeth every day for 2 minutes. What does brushing your teeth twice a day for 2 minutes do? Nothing. Unless you do it every day, twice a day for 2 minutes, right? It's the consistency. Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape. So the problem is we treat leadership with intensity. We have a 2-day offsite, we invite a bunch of speakers, we give everybody a certificate, you're a leader, right? Those things are like going to the dentist. They're very important, they're good for reminding us or getting us back on track, learning new lessons, but it's the daily practice of all the monotonous, little, boring things like brushing your teeth that matter the most. She didn't fall in love with you because you remembered her birthday and bought her flowers on Valentine's Day. She fell in love with you because when you woke up in the morning, you said good morning to her before you checked your phone. She fell in love with you because when you went to the fridge to get yourself a drink, you got her one without even asking. She fell in love with you because when you had an amazing day at work and she came home and she had a terrible day at work, you didn't say, yeah, but let me tell you about my day. You sat and listened to her awful day and you didn't say a thing about your amazing day. This is why she fell in love with you. I can't tell you exactly what day, and it was no particular thing you did. It was the accumulation of all of those little things that she woke up one day and as if she pressed a button, she goes, I love him, right? Leadership is exactly the same. There's no event. There's no thing I can tell you you have to do that your people will trust you. It just doesn't work that way. It's an accumulation of lots and lots of little things that any one by themselves is innocuous and useless. Literally, pointless by themselves. People will look at little things that are good leadership practices and say, that won't work, and you're absolutely right. But if you do it consistently, and you do it in combination with lots of other little things, like saying good morning to someone, that looking them in the eye. My friend George, who's a 3-star general in the Marine Corps, he says his test for leadership, and I love this, he goes, his test for a good leader is if you ask somebody how their day is going, you actually care about the answer. The number of times we're walking to a meeting, we're rushing, we go, how are you? Not good, I got to get to you later, I'm late for a meeting. Right. If you ask the question, you were standing there and you were listening to the answer. It's those little innocuous things that you do over and over and over and over that people will say, I love my job. Not I like my job. I like my job means, yeah, the challenge is great, they pay me well, I like the people. I love my job means, I don't want to work anywhere else. I don't care how much somebody else is willing to pay me. I'm devoted to the people here, and I care desperately about the people here as if they were my family. In business, we have colleagues and coworkers. In the military, they have brothers and sisters. That's how they think of each other. If you really have a strong corporate culture, the people will think of each other like brothers and sisters. It's like a family, right? No, brothers and sisters. Deep love. Fight, but the love doesn't go away. Bicker, the love doesn't go away. And I'll fight with my sister, but if you threaten my sister, you're going to have to deal with me, right? We'll fight internally, we'll bicker with each other, but nobody's going to hurt each other. And if anything from the outside shows up, you're looking at a unified front. Brothers and sisters. Now, how do you create brothers and sisters out of strangers? Common beliefs, common values, parents, in other words, executives who care about their children's success, who care to raise their children, teach them skills, discipline them when necessary, help them build their self-confidence so that they can go on and achieve something more than you could have ever imagined achieving for yourself. That's leadership.
What do you think about this video? This makes sense to you?
Yeah, very powerful. Yeah. Powerful message.
Yeah, it's a powerful message because right now we need leaders, true leaders that take time to listen the agents or the team members, take care about the preferences that they had right there, grow the careers. We are going to take a look what they want to have in the right culture and understanding. We are trying to build these sisters and brothers in your operation. And in the same way that you are building this culture, sharing the values, sharing the beliefs, you are going to improve the efficiency as well. So I think that this is really going to be the basis for all your operation. Having this leadership, having this trust, building the culture will help you to have better results right there. So that's why I like the video. I think that it is a little bit dramatic, but it makes sense and it is aligned to the way we need to implement the culture in your organization. What do you think about as the example that he was telling? If we say, I want to talk with you and you go walking and you do not listen the person, you are doing but the bad things. You are not showing interest in the message that they want to give you. So we need to give time to listen the voice of your employees. This is the message. And with this message, I am going to show you the different phases of this talent management life cycle. This is quite similar to the one of the workforce, the one that we saw in the workforce, the planning phase. So we need to translate the organizational strategy, the objectives, to these organizational capabilities into the competencies and roles. We are going to estimate the demand in order to achieve the value at the end. So right here we have, first of all, the current state. How are you right now? How is your workforce? How is the market? How is the business strategy? You are going to evaluate these aspects, and we are going to move to analyze the different opportunities, the challenges, and the goals. We are not perfect as well, but we can be perfectible. We can work towards the improvement of these actions, having better performance and better results. So with this workforce planning, you are going to have creativity and innovation whenever you are planning the strategy. And at the end, you're going to improve the future state of your workforce, the market, and the business strategy with this optimization. We need to achieve the value at the end of the chain and start all over again. As we saw in the guiding principles, we need to capture feedback and take action. So it is not enough to capture the feedback once and we need to go back. So we are going to be in this cycle whenever we need to plan the state of our workforce. So right here, we have opportunities, challenges in order to achieve their desired state of the organization. This workforce planning will consist on aligning the business strategy to the workforce wants, analyzing the current state of the workforce, and performing this deep analysis to know where we want to go, the different layers, the different functions, the teams, the individuals that we are contributing to improving this performance of the workforce. So this is really important to understand, because you are going to know the current state and the future state. Maybe right now, you know, I am going to say as an example, maybe you know that Riot Games for the next year is going to release 2 more games and add functionalities and features to the games, the actual games. If you know it right now, you are going to capture that demand and start planning, seeing maybe the opportunities, the challenges, the competitors that you have in your different countries, and start planning in order to improve and be aligned to this business strategy. This will be your goal when we are talking about this planning phase of the talent management. And also seeing what your competitors are doing. Maybe in the attrition rate, you need to analyze the root cause of the attrition. I don't know, but maybe the salaries and the other benefits that you had in your competitors are better than yours. I don't know. And this is also a key element when we are talking about attrition. Or maybe the happiness of the workforce is not right there in the operation, so they are looking for another option. So you need to take the time to analyze the current state and optimize whenever you can. This is the planning phase. The next phase will be the talent acquisition. This will be maybe a long-term strategy. You need to attract the candidates with the best competencies and the best skill sets. We need to do right here to align the business strategy, as we saw in the previous one, to prepare the candidates to be effective employees. Maybe the hint right here will be focus on attracting, retaining, and motivating individuals. Why? Because you need to show the benefits of being part of your organization. As an example, maybe you can have this employee value proposition. Have you ever heard about the employee value proposition? So you need to take care about this employee value proposition, crossing with what your talent wants to have and also what the organization wants for the talent. And with this information, you are going to build your employee value proposition. This employee value proposition will be the basis for capturing and having this loyal workforce. If you are going to retain the talent, or you are going to be attracting the talent. And with this employee value proposition, I'm going to show you the culture of Riot Games. Let me go back. I don't know if you have ever seen this page, but this page is comparing the environments of the organizations, the culture of the organization, and make surveys about the rates of the different employees that we have in our organizations. Analyze the overview of the organization, the culture, the leadership, the different review of the employees, the salaries, the jobs, the competitors, the interviews that you have right there, and maybe some Q&A answers, because the persons that are maybe searching for a new job, they can have this information and go deep to the organization information in order to get a little bit know the culture of this maybe new position. So right here we have the information about Riot Games. Here we have the mission statement. This is, we aspire to be the most player-focused game company in the world. And as you can see in the image, we can maybe have this integration. We have pizza right here and happy guys. And they have also the values of the organization. Player experience first, dare to dream, thrive together. We saw this in the homework. Execute with excellence and stay hungry, stay humble. So they run a survey with several persons. I think that it is a survey of, they say that it is more than 200 of persons in the world. And they analyze the culture of the organization and the culture of the employees, this employee alignment. So with this information, I take a look and I made a research for you. And no worries, I am seeing the chat, and no worries. And we have right here, are you proud to be part of your company? 50% say yes, and the other 50 say that no. Are you motivated by your company's mission, vision, and values? 100% say yes. How important was your company mission while you were searching job? Very important, important, and neutral. So take a look. 66% thought that it is important to take a look to this mission statement. Mission, and values. Are your company goals clear and you invested in them? 71% say yes. Besides your salary, what's important to you about your job? 43% is saying career advancement opportunities, working balance. This changed with the pandemics. The person wants to have a balance between the professional and their personal life. So this was changing with the pandemics. Also, they mentioned the company mission and the culture environment. This is the important aspect for the culture. And also, to whom do you feel most loyal at work? They say with the company mission and vision statement. And also with the co-workers, with the team members, with those brothers and sisters that they had in Riot Games. And what's the main reason you to stay at your current company? They say with the company mission, and also they say the company benefits, the co-workers, and the comfort and familiarity. And which of the following set of company values is the most meaningful to you? They say transparency and integrity. I told you, transparency is everything for the workforce. You need to build the trust, teamwork and winning, and also diversity and inclusion. Have you ever seen this information? No, it's the first time. All my groups say that it is the first time.
Yeah, actually, this is first time for me.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's really interesting. I'm going to show you another interesting researches of the gamer. So we are going to talk also about the customer personas in the gamers. So this information for me is really useful because you are understanding what whenever we are attracting talent, what they want to have. So you can offer them in the first meeting that you had in the interview, maybe the first contact interview, you can show the mission and vision statement, talk a little bit more about the culture of Riot Games, which are going to be the benefits, and show this culture. So because they want to have or be part of this culture. I also saw that gamers are passionate about being agents for this gaming world. So gamers will be good agents for this gaming world because they feel passionate about providing the support to your gamers. So I think that this will be the clue for you to capture and attract the right talent. And for me, this is really interesting, and you can take advantage for this information and build this employee value proposition. And it's nice to give you this information in the first time. So this is the innovation of this information, and you are going to build what the talent wants, understand what your talent want to have, and you are going to learn from the best team members. Also, you are going to establish this recruitment brand, establish a brand. You already had a brand as Riot Games. So you need to understand what they want to have in order to provide the good attracting talent and also the recruitment process and selecting the right talent. Also, here I have a recommendation for you. Whenever you are recruiting and selecting the talent, first of all, focus on the soft skills, because the technical skills, you can develop them. And the soft skills you can. It's really difficult to change the soft skills of a person. So focus on the soft skills, the attitude, the passion about the service they are providing. And later on, we can worry about the technical skills, define a performance and a development plan in order to achieve these skills, but focus on the attitude. We are going to see, I'm spoiling a little bit about the next slide, but we need to focus on this, considering the attitude. Yes, the knowledge is important, but the attitude will multiply. And for the onboarding, whenever you are onboarding, you have recruited, you have selected the talent, you are going to onboard considering two approaches. First of all, the onboarding to the organization, and after that, you are going to onboard to the position, because it is not enough to say and get know the values of the company, the culture of the company, the benefits, the code of conduct. Yes, this is important, but also it is important to have this onboard to the position, to the service desk, get known the targets, maybe get known the team members, maybe the rules, the behaviors, the tools that you have right there, and you can monitor the performance and the results that you had in your onboarding. In some of the cases, I'm seeing that in the organizations, they had the onboarding, but they do not take time to measure the results of the onboarding. Yes, they had the onboarding, amazing, but they do not measure the results of the onboarding. And how about if you are not achieving the correct performance of the team member? You do not have time to go back and adjust because you are not measuring. So my recommendation is to establish milestones and measure the performance in your onboarding. In some of the countries, you have some regulations of these onboarding sessions. Maybe you sign your final contract at the end of a period of testing. In Mexico, they are 3 months. You come to the organization and you perform this onboarding and this trial period and this warranty period. And if you do not fulfill and get involved with the results, you are not going to pass to the final contract. So you drop off the organization. And this is a good approach because we are measuring the way the agents and the resources are performing their activities. And you do not lose time providing training and development to a resource that it is not going to work right there. Yeah, take time to measure and inform these operational decisions. And if you need to adjust maybe the training plan or reinforce the onboarding, you can have time to do it. Maybe providing shadowing to the best analyst. You can put the agent together with the best analyst that you have right there. or maybe you can go and be a step back right there, monitoring the way they are running with the interactions. Or maybe these 2 weeks, he or she is gonna be right there watching how the other agent is performing the activities. With this simple task, you can be guaranteeing that you are having effectiveness in this onboarding program. And if the position is not correct, you can take a look and put them in the correct position. Yeah. Are you doing these 2 approaches for the onboarding, or only the one to the organization? What are you performing right now?
Sorry, for onboarding?
Yeah, for the onboarding.
Yeah, we do. So we don't have a dedicated trainer, so we kind of have to customize each wave of onboarding we have depending on the timing, what the leads are also engaged in. So often what we'll do is we'll look at how many are coming in, what's the planning going to look like. We always start with planning. Often I'm getting involved, and every onboarding wave looks different than the previous one. So we are very much engaged in planning to begin with, and also myself in the lead. After the onboarding, we will have a review. How did it go? What can we change? And always constantly revising for the next wave.
Perfectly. Maybe you can define right here the general aspects for this approach of the onboarding of the position. Maybe you have some common aspects in all of the onboarding sessions, and later on you can have these particular aspects. Maybe you see that these persons that are going to go in are not prepared in some technical skills, so you are going to reinforce that aspect. So first of all, identify the ones that are common, and later on you can go to the deeper and particular aspects. Yeah, and define an onboarding program. As a program, you define the rules of the game, also the periods, track the period of time that you are going to be defining these milestones in order to monitor and measure the results. These are some recommendations for you for establish correctly this onboarding.
We do that as well. So recently what we've started incorporating is a lot of self-directed learning, and we have agents report the time spent on each module. So we can then see, okay, do we need to have more time allocated for that? Are they struggling? Do we need to have more direct involvement from the leads? And that's kind of how we have been tracking there as well.
Perfectly. And maybe you can also define a skill matrices. Do you have a skill matrices? I always put the example of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and also the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and the ones of the soccer players that we had, velocity and all of the attributes that they had as a player, and as well as you have it in the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So you can define the profiles of your agents and identify the lack of maybe some skills, and you are going to perform it.
Yes, absolutely. We do have that. So not only looking at ticketing skills, obviously soft skills, as was mentioned, very important, coachability, things like this. We do have a matrix, and we are tracking. And I'll have a monthly follow-up with the new hires as well, in addition to the leads
Follow-up
support.
about the card of the agent. Sorry about the Yu-Gi-Oh example, but it is true. You can have a Yu-Gi-Oh card for every
That's
single
right.
agent. And
that might be fun to do. Yeah. Or use like maybe some of the champions from League of Legends. What champion are you?
League of Legends, or also you can have avatars for personalizing the agent's avatar. You can put their avatar. I have that for one of my customers in Mexico. They have the avatar and the skills, and they are running. Maybe right now you can see that your customer focus is up to the ceiling, and in the next month you decrease your customer focus, and maybe the attitude is right now is low, and you need to move in the attitude. So I'm giving ideas to implement these actions in your operation to have a better focus right there. The Yu-Gi-Oh cards, believe me, they work. And they are more part of this gaming and nerd world, so they can be engaged with this way of working. So you can implement it. Maybe if you, how many agents you have right now?
Sorry, was muted. We have 18 agents.
They are not a lot.
Yeah.
They are not allowed. You can start having their cards right there in order to know their skills. So with this recommendation, we are going to end today's lesson. Enjoy your holiday, and sorry for being right here in this holiday day. Enjoy your day right there and rest a lot. And see you tomorrow. Today you do not have homework because of the holidays, but maybe tomorrow you are
Yay.
going to have a homework.
Thank you.
Yeah, tomorrow you are going to
Double,
have
double.
double homework. Yeah,
Double.
double
Oh my
homework.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you are going to, or maybe we can negotiate with a double espresso whenever I go to Japan.
Okay. Yeah. Deal it.
Yeah,
Sounds very nice. Oh, quickly too, before we end the call, I don't know if the videos had been shared or not, or if they're going to be shared later, just to maybe check.
the recordings I
Yeah.
send it to Park, but I will also send it to you, or maybe I'm gonna write it in the meeting request so you can take a look to the recordings right there.
Oh, okay, thank you.
This
Sure.
work to you? Yeah.
Yeah, if it's all in the same place, that's a lot easier.
Yeah,
So
all in the same place. So I'm gonna put it right there, the links. And
Okay.
yes, I'm gonna send it today. I'm gonna put all of the days right there in the meeting request, so you
Okay.
can check. I'm gonna put day 1, day 2, day 3, and you have the access code right there to the recordings. Yeah.
thank you so much.
Have an amazing day. And remember that if you have comments, complaints, feedback about these sessions, I hope that you are enjoying this. If you are not, right there you have the feedback. This is the mailbox for having the feedback. And if you are not enjoying and making sense, complain about this girl.
You're doing a great job. We're enjoying it.
Yeah.
I hope that you are enjoying it. I love showing these best practices. So